Okay, we're going to be looking at the small C box. So I'm just going to put a little a nice bright green or a yellow here. Okay, we're looking at the small C box here. Your fret nut is right here. This is your guitar right here. This is where the capo is. That's where your fret nut is. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5. Ding dong. So I forgot what we were going to do. Actually, okay, I remembered. I just had to think a second. So we want to play the minor. Okay, we've got obviously an A minor shape, 3, 6, root. And then that third, right? But what if we want to do the whole arpeggio? All we have to do is a 3, 6 root of each of the string shapes. So we go 3 here, 6 here, root here, on string interval, on string minor third, 3, 6, root 3. So we go 3, 6, root, 3, 6, root 3. That's your cage bound A minor arpeggio. Okay. So that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about in this particular little table here, modal chords. So just play for the 6 minor, alright, just play root 3, in the root form. Okay, we were in C with the key of C, root 3, 6. If you go to the 4th, play root 3, 6 of the 4th. So, you know, again, it becomes, if we go to the 4th in the C box here, we're going to the E shape. We've got an E shape 4th, root 4, 6. Okay, root 4, 6. And then what are we going to play additionally to that in that box? We're going to have root again, and we're going to have the 4th. Okay, so that's our F shape 4th. We're going to play root 3, 6 to get the minor 6th of that F. Okay, and that'll give us our cage bound 2nd minor. Okay, which would be just root 3, 6 of the substituted 4th. So instead of going 4 root 4, 6, root 4, which we can do, we can substitute the E shapes. So let's find our E shapes right here. And we can go root 3, 6 from there. So we go root 3, 6 in the E box, root 3, 6, root. But guess what? That becomes the D minor shape in the C box, doesn't it? Is that not our little D minor shape for the 2nd of the 4th? So that's how the traditional system works. So that's what that little chart is about. You know what we got up here? I hope you all know what we got up here. We've got the circle of fifths with the AA slide down here, the long patterns. And when we do the circle of fifths over here, let me just move me over a second. We go C to G to D. So we got an S4E here. We've got E, 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2, 3, 4. Okay, in the E box, 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2, 3, 4. Then we go into, if we want, we can go into the long patterns, which would be 5, 6, 7. But we have to warp that up. And then root 2, 3 again. No matter where you start, you're going to go around this circle and then go up these 3 and then around the circle. Unless you're going the other way, then you're going down. So that's what this little chart is. It's the pattern substitution for the long It's really not a pattern substitution chart. This is pattern substitution over here, or something right here. We're not using that in the same context that we're studying subs today. Okay, we're just simply substituting this routine, that's the short A pattern, in before we go back to the E pattern. That's a different substitution. There's different types of substitutions. There could be Andy substituting for someone. You know, there's different types of usage of the word substitution. So that's an older application of the work of the word substitution. So before we go over to the easy chart, let's look at what we got here. So we got the root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is our diatonic. These are the string shapes involved. Not the string shapes, they're the string shape patterns. So here's our long pattern, S3AXL. Here's our S2C. This is the building block, the bottom 2 strings of our C shape. Here's the bottom 3 strings of our D shape. Here's the bottom 5 strings of our G shape box. Notice we have to play the 7th. Okay? And also when we go to this string, that's going to warp over. And we only have the lone wolf 7 when we get to the fretboard. And here's the bottom 4 strings of our E shape. Now when we go to the 4th, we're going to if we were treating this as the 4th, we're not moving this pattern up or down anymore. We're looking at this as the 4th of the C box. Okay, so this was underneath the C right here. We make the adjustment, we'll call this the S4E 4th. We'll make the adjustment where we're not going to play the 4, so it's blackened out, and we are going to play the C. So I've lit up the C here. So in the S4E, that's what that becomes. In the S5G, this is what it becomes. In the and these are all the 4ths. So again, all the 4ths are blackened here, and the C's are lit up. And this becomes the diatonic. So when this is the 4th of the D box, is our G box. Over in our D box, okay, so let me play my D box down here. Okay, if we're playing this G shape as the 4th of the D box, okay, so it'd be a G shape. It's good. Now that was a D-shaped C scale, you know, diatonic scale starting on a D. So it was a D-shaped Dorian in the key of C. If we're going to treat this now a G shape as the 4th of the D box, the 4th of D is F. We're going to play a D-shaped F there. We're not going to play a diatonic D-shaped F because we don't want to be in the key of F. So we have to go 6, 7, root, 2, 3, skip the 4th of that pattern, and we're going to play the long C. It's not becoming long. We're going to change the polarity here. We're actually going to be adding to the A string shape there. So it's becoming you know, a regular shape instead of a short. It's just a string shape. Okay, and that's 4, 5, 6 of the Lydian or something like that, and then 7 root 2, etc. So we can always revert back to the diatonic. And again, let's keep going with this and not get tripped up on it. This is all the 4th here. Same thing in the D box. Same thing with the S2C. And so what's an easy way to describe these changes? Before we go to the easy way, let's look at the 5th. So now the 5th is root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No 7th there. The 7th is blackened. Okay? So the long pattern, just we play it without the 7th, and we're going to flat that 7th. So we're looking at the S3AXL here as the 5th of the D long box. Okay, let's look at something easier. The S2C as the 5th of the E box. So as you know, when we're in the E-shaped C up here,